Wouldn't you love to create your own personal oasis? What is an oasis, you ask? An oasis is something that provides refuge, relief, or a pleasant contrast, and that is exactly what you will find at AJO Consulting Services, LLC. AJO Consulting Services is a company that provides individuals, communities, and businesses of color with coaching and consulting services, personal and professional development, as well as social and community connection services. These services include, but are not limited to, dating, life, relationship, and business coaching, finance management, travel experience curation, wellness navigation, and much more. Are you ready to find, connect, and release? Come experience your oasis today. Visit our website to learn more at www.ajoconsultingservices.com. Follow us on Facebook at AJO Consulting and Instagram at AJO Consult. Also, email us at info@ajoconsultingservices.com. Hey everyone, welcome to the Oasis podcast. I'm your host, Miss AJ. Thanks for tuning in. An oasis is something that provides refuge, relief, or a pleasant contrast, and that is exactly what you will find tuning into the Oasis podcast. This is a space where I and special guests will be cultivating intentional and honest conversations about life's journey. Subscribe everywhere you listen to podcasts and watch us on YouTube now. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Oasis podcast. Thank you for joining me again. I recently celebrated another birthday. Thank God for that. I'm officially on the second half of my 30s, which is in itself, I'm still processing in itself. But it really had me thinking about certain things, and luxury being one of them. So for this birthday, I was blessed enough to be able to plan a trip to Turks and Caicos. Now, Turks and Caicos has always been on my to-do list. It was always one of those places that whenever you saw pictures or heard about it, as if it was like this most magical, beautiful place with this turquoise water and white beaches, and it was always in my mind, like, oh my gosh, I want to go. But again, it was always one of those trips that were like a little expensive. It was a little bit expensive, and so I always thought it was out of my reach. And this year, completely like last minute, was able to book the trip. Went on a trip with my sister friend Jen, and my sister's friend Jen as well. So yes, there was two Jens. And being on that trip again was the first time for all of us being in Turks and Caicos. I'd like to believe I'm a very avid traveler, and for some of the folks on the trip, you know, travel was something they wanted to do, couldn't really do as often, or wanted to do as more often. And being at this location, I think kind of like did something to us, you know, of course, being able to bond and connect. But I know it had me thinking about my life, you know, as a Black woman in America, being of a certain age, but also indulging in luxury. And I know all of us on the trip, indulging in luxury is something that is newer for us. And I really wanted to be able to examine that, you know, and why that is. Growing up as women, and this is something we also talked about when we were on the trip, as women, and especially as Black women, I feel like our society and our elders even told us to make sure that we took care of everyone else but ourselves, right? And make sure that we took care of everyone else at the expense of ourselves. And they made it seem that suffering has to be a part of our existence. And for a long time, I kind of pushed against that. But at the same time, I think subconsciously there were parts of me that still did move in that vein. And it wasn't honestly till, I want to say, the past few years that I started saying, you know what, I work hard, F it. I'm going to do the things that makes me feel good, regardless of what others think about it or feel about it. And for me, luxury isn't just, you know, expensive bags and cars and things of that nature. Luxury for me is treating myself well simply because I deserve it. And that could look differently on any given day, to be honest. So I went on this notion of like, maybe I should ask other Black women, what do they think about luxury? What are their thoughts about luxury? I initially wanted to record this episode while we were in Turks and Caicos, but for one reason or another, it felt like too much like work to me, to be honest. And I was like, I ain't fit to be doing no extra work while I'm on this trip. And so I wanted to relax. And so I just kind of just let it rock. And I'm like, you know what? I know it's a topic that I want to do and it's going to get done one way or the other. So again, trying to plan like, okay, when can we record this? All right, trying to schedule or go around other people's schedules. And it just didn't pan out how I thought it would, which I think was divine because I think the way it panned out was even better. And I have to give credit to my sister friend Jen for her idea of her saying, you know what, since we can't, all get into the same space, or find the time to discuss what luxury is, how about we just record what we need to say and we'll send it to you? I'm like, oh, that actually is a great idea. And that I used that idea to actually grow it a little more and decided to ask the women that I know in my life, all different walks of life and ages and stages, what luxury means to them. Because I do believe that concept of luxury, the definition of luxury is different for all of us, right? And I really am happy that one, Jen provided that idea, planted that seed for me, and two, that I have these amazing supportive women who decided to be like, yeah, sure, I'll do this for you and I'll do it. And it was a very short notice too that I gave them, and they were able to do this for me, and I'm beyond grateful. And I know that the wisdom, the knowledge, their point of view that they provide will resonate with you just as much as it resonated with me. And so before I go ahead and let you all listen to these beautiful and intelligent and amazing women share what they believe luxury is, I want to start off with what the definition of luxury means. And so the Oxford Dictionary defines luxury as the state of great comfort and extravagant living. I think that that's a perfect definition of what luxury is. Now, how we apply that in our everyday lives may be different for everyone. But what I do know that this next chapter of my life, this next portion of my life is about living a soft life. And it's about living a luxurious life in every possible aspect that I can. And I want to make sure that I honor that. Without further ado, please take a listen to these women describe what luxury means to them.
Hi guys. The word luxury is subjective and has taken on a different meaning over the years. At first, it was a classic Webster's definition, something that is not essential but is expensive, desirable, and provide comfort. Those were mainly material things and status symbols. That was when I was young. Today, luxury means something completely different for me. It means waking up, knowing who I am, knowing where I am. Also, giving love and being loved. And yes, having some money to do the things I want to do.
Luxury to me is living life on my own terms, doing what I want, when I want, with whom I want, without ever having to fear the inability or not being able to.
Hello, my name is Dee Bland. I'm 38 years young and I'm an entrepreneur. Luxury means the ability to engage in activities that bring me joy within ease without compromising my basic needs. Being able to travel, treat myself to nice things, purchase items for my family members, and engage in self-care on an ongoing basis. Luxury is also a state of mind. Being free to do as I want, when I want, and still be true to myself is luxury. Thank you.
Growing up,
my idea of luxury came from watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and MTV Cribs. You know, seeing people jet setting here and there just to have lunch, buying expensive jewelry, cars, designer clothes, living in beautiful mansions. However, now that I'm older and hopefully a little bit more wiser, my idea of luxury has definitely changed. To me, luxury means having peace, the type of peace that surpasses all understanding, having joy, pure joy, having opportunities and experiences so that I can learn and grow from in order to help others, the opportunity to love and be loved, to have family and friends in my life, to be able to devote my time to my children and my husband, to really be present in their lives. To me, that is luxury.
Writing Our Own Stories Incorporated is an organization that embraces and uplifts authors of color and equips them with the tools and resources to write their stories. Writing Our Own Stories Incorporated provides seminars, workshops, and a collaborative writing group setting where authors can feel free to write. We believe in the transformative power of storytelling, and we will continue to make space for all stories to be told. Writing Our Own Stories Incorporated provides a safe and welcoming space for all aspiring authors to tell their story. If you're interested in joining our writing group or learning more about our organization, check out our website at www.writingourownStoriesInc.org. That's www.writingourownStoriesInc.org. And make sure and follow us on IG and Facebook at Writing Our Own Stories. Writing Our Own Stories Inc. has released its debut book, For Black Women, by Black Women, an anthology of lessons learned. This debut anthology is a love letter to Black women and for everyone who loves, knows, or wants to support Black women. Purchase your copy of the anthology at www.writingourownStoriesInc.org. Again, that's www.writingourownStoriesInc.org.
So to me, luxury essentially is living a soft lifestyle where it's just like you're getting the things that you desire, the things that you want, the things that help you elevate to a newer level of where you want to be. But it also is a matter of how are you obtaining those things. So are you getting it in a struggle form or are you getting it as in hard work? So like if you're struggling, I don't think that's like a form of luxury to get what you want. But if you're putting in the hard work, meaning you're going over the necessary obstacles, then it feels good to get those things that are luxurious to you. But if you're getting it in a struggle manner, it's just you always have that fear of like it can be taken away from you because so much stuff were just like feeling like it was pit against you to not obtain what you obtain as far as luxury goes. So to me, that's kind of what luxury means.
Luxury for me today is almost anything I don't typically do for myself. Making room for special moments that make my heart smile on purpose. A plush pillow, supreme spa pedicure, a new dress just because, white of course, or a new fragrance. It's a bite of my favorite seafood, or washing my hair in a healthy shampoo. Riding in my car to my favorite music, zoning out to the tunes and melodies, being able to be heard, understood, without defense or objection. I feel like I can find luxury in almost anything. Life is different for me now, and I count every moment as I can take it.
Luxury living is just allowing myself to be at peace with all that I have and enhance my happiness in the simple things. I love taking myself out on dates, ensuring that I am treated well, and I'm receiving well. And for me,
Black women and luxury, it doesn't always necessarily means that we have to have material possessions. It's more of just being in a state of mind of happiness and comfortable with the grandeur that we are creating for our lives.
Luxury to me is having time and resources to do the things that I want to do when I want to do them, or more realistically, when I schedule to do them. Luxury is basically scheduled fun or scheduled me time, scheduled self-care time. Whatever is on my luxury list is going to ignite that dopamine hormone in my brain, releasing all those good feels and all those good vibes. And whether that be traveling, spending time with family, or doing activities and engaging in spaces that fuel me and nourish me and help me to, get my mind right and get my body right and get my spirit right and my energy. And so luxury is something that's a part of me. It's a necessity, something that I must make. And my luxury might look different at any point in my life, depending on, what's happening at the time and where I am. But as long as it results in a feeling of fulfillment, or it rewards me in a way that I am continuing to grow and I am reinforcing my growth, then those are the kinds of luxurious moments that I want to continue to build.
How do I define luxury? For me, luxury is living comfortably and free from restraint in whatever fashion I need in that moment. It is the exploration of new places, new foods and activities, and I guess just allowing myself to take it all in. It's soaking in the sun on a warm day while enjoying an iced chai latte. It's a random date night with myself at my favorite vegan restaurant. It's rest and relaxation. It is listening to what my body needs and wants. For me, luxury is self-care to the fifth power. It is indulging in the things that bring me joy without remorse.
How do I define luxury? Luxury is allowing yourself to indulge without guilt. Luxury is finding joy in giving yourself permission to experience the best life has to offer. Luxury isn't what you can buy, but it is what you can experience. That's how I define luxury. Peace.
My name is Jennifer. Luxury to me is about having financial freedom. It is more than financial stability. It is being able to afford certain things and experiences that are not needs, but are wants. I see meeting my needs as being comfortable, being financially stable, being able to fulfill my wants without worrying about my needs. That's luxury. For example, doing things, big or small, that bring happiness and satisfaction to my life. Traveling, experiencing fine dining, buying myself a gift on a special occasion. A life of luxury is not about materialistic things or brand names and flashing money. A life of luxury involves having your finances in check in order to reach a point where you can afford your wants. Living a life of luxury to me is being able to do things that bring peace and happiness to my life. Doing things that fulfill me. Doing things to celebrate myself and loved ones on their life milestones. Some of the ways that I've been able to experience luxury recently are traveling internationally with friends without having to worry about my finances, doing renovation, decoration in my apartment, and experiencing new cuisines. My wish is that you too can experience a life of luxury, whatever that means to you. I would like to leave you with these words of the great Maya Angelou that my sister friend Miss T shared recently with me. Surviving is important. Thriving is elegant. Thank you.
Wasn't that just amazing? I hope you were able to listen to that and really get an idea of what luxury looks like for different women, but especially Black women, and understanding that it can look different for you. It's up to you to really define what luxury is. I wanted to end this off with a poem that I wrote to Black women, and here goes. Luxury is not an option. It's a necessity to me. I'm a hardworking Black woman, born from a line of hardworking Black women who couldn't indulge in luxury because survival was more than enough in their lives. So luxury is a lifestyle, never an option, just to make my lineage proud. Luxury is not an option. It's a birthright to me. I deserve the trips, the bags, and the shoes as equally as I deserve the spas, the manis, and the petties. I deserve the brunches and the dinners full of mimosas, steaks, and lobster, just like I deserve to rest. I deserve to prosper and thrive, not just to survive. Luxury to us isn't an option. Our mere presence is a luxury. The lives we live and every breath we take is a luxury. Our beauty that we allow the world to borrow, to use as a commodity, is a luxury. We, Black women, are luxury. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Oasis podcast. I hope you were able to find something that resonated with you on your journey. Don't forget to subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts and YouTube. Rate us and leave us a review and comment on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, and YouTube. Share your favorite episode and like us on Instagram and Facebook. If you have any questions, comments, want to be a guest, or any show ideas, contact us at ajaysoasis@gmail.com. That's AAYJAYSOASIS@gmail.com, or direct message us on Instagram and Facebook.